Welcome to Neighborhood Haunts, a look at some of the spookiest places this Halloween. I'm your host, Michelle Gaetian, and I'm here in Oakville at Scaresdale Manor. Andrew, tell me a little bit about Scaresdale Manor.
This is obviously my home haunt. It's something I started 5 years ago. Just moving into the neighborhood, I've always been a huge Halloween fan, unsure of what neighborhood was like, and so the first year it was just myself in a big Grim Reaper outfit, and we got about 8 kids, and I added more each year, and word got around each year. And last year was the 5th year, and we had about 300. So
how do you start putting something like this together? Because it's quite elaborate.
It's just planning all through the winter. I spend all winter planning things and then gathering materials from Free Cycle or from friends, or just kind of scavenging wherever I can. Because obviously it's not a huge budget, but I like to make homemade props. So yeah.
Do you have a specific theme that you follow, or do you just sort of pick and choose?
Theme has generally built itself. I'm a big fan of the Haunted Mansion in Disney World, where it's a little bit spooky, a little bit fun. I'm not a huge gore fan of all the modern gore movies, so I try and keep that out, although it has gotten a little bit more intense. As my kids get older, the props get a little bit more intense.
So, and I've noticed just looking around that you seem to have had a lot of fun with this. But you're not just having fun with this, you're also using this as a benefit to the community.
Right. I pick a charity every year. Last year, the first 2 years was Children's Diabetes. And last year I switched to Fair Share, and this year I'm doing Fair Share again. Obviously something with the economy, it was on everyone's mind. And also people think about Oakville, they don't necessarily think about food banks, so I kind of wanted to put that out there as well.
So how do you help? Like how successful is it for you?
Not too bad. People know that I collect for charity. There's a bit of a mix-up last year with Fair Share. They assumed I wanted food, so I had a lot of food here when I actually was trying to get money, because money obviously carries them through the times where people don't donate, and also to buy perishables that people obviously can't drop off.
So what's your favorite part of Halloween night?
Ooh, I just love. Yeah, my mother was a seamstress, so I grew up with really elaborate costumes in the 70s, when the 70s costumes were mostly just like plastic garbage bags. So I've always loved that. I've always had a good time at Halloween. So I still love dressing up in the crazy costumes to scare the kids. It's nice getting. I just like having the kids run around screaming, and then they talk about it all year. They ride by all summer. What are you working on? What are you working on? So it's kind of fun for the whole neighborhood.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm really excited to take a look at this. So why don't you show me around?
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
So this is our front entrance. Everything except statuary is handmade. Yeah, I don't make tombstones. I do carve some. I do carve the names. I don't buy statuary, but everything else is completely handmade. Like I said, I just kind of pillage, Free Cycle, and things like.
This is great.
Yeah.
So when kids come trick-or-treating, they actually will come and they'll walk through the yard, and they'll.
Right.
Now, there isn't anyone here tonight, but do you have people that help you out?
Yes. Yeah. We usually have. I like to create sort of that immersive environment so they can walk through and feel like they're inside something. And we do have. I will fake them out with some characters that are not real. And of course, some of us are in costumes and we move just at the right time. So it's always great. They're always like this. They're never sure what is real and what is not, which I love.
That it would be a lot of fun. So you really just built this up on your own?
Right. Well, I am, and I do have a friend that helps me with all the details. He's excellent with all the finishing, because it's always the hardest thing, is adding a certain bit of more realism and make it more organic, so it doesn't look like it's just a store-bought prop. Even when I do buy store-bought props, I will definitely run them through and refinish them.
So one of the questions I have to ask, I think this is really elaborate. How long does it take you to put something like this together?
I usually start building in the spring, early summer. That includes gathering materials and getting the final designs together. And then I'll spend a couple nights a week, and usually one day a weekend, for the entire duration of the summer right through to Halloween. And then setting it up, it starts early October. I can't possibly set up in one weekend. There's just no way.
So Halloween really is your thing. If you're spending this much time, you really are a big Halloween fan.
Yeah, write down the license plate on the car. I mean, the license plate is October 31st.
That's fantastic. That really is fantastic. Andrew, I have one last question to ask you. What's the candy like?
Oh, pretty good. I'm trying to get donations from companies. Hopefully that'll come through next year. But we do the usual chocolate, and we like the soft candies as well, the gummies. And it's great too for me because a lot of neighbors, when they just want to shut down, they'll run down the street and just pour candy into our bowl because they know we're about to get the second wave of kids from all over Oakville. So.
Well, thank you so much for showing us through Scaresdale Manor because it's
You're welcome.
very cool. Thanks very much.
Thank you.